6 Signs of a Foolish Person. Hi there. In my years of observing life and people, I've learned something important. Wisdom isn't just about how much you know. It's about how you use that knowledge in your daily life, how you treat others, how you learn from your experiences, and how you adapt to life's challenges. But let's be real, not everyone practices wisdom. Some people, knowingly or unknowingly, get stuck in behaviors that limit their potential. Today, we're going to talk about 6 clear signs of a foolish person. Now, this isn't about pointing fingers or judging others. It's about learning to spot these habits in ourselves so we can grow. By recognizing these behaviors, we can work toward being wiser, stronger, and more resilient. So, are you ready to dive in? Let's begin. 1. A closed mind. A closed mind is like a locked door. It shuts out opportunities, growth, and meaningful connection. People with closed minds refuse to consider new ideas or different perspectives. They stick to what they know, even if it no longer serves them. Why does this happen? Often it's because of fear of being wrong or fear of change. For some, it's pride. They think admitting they don't know something makes them weak. But here's the reality. No one knows everything. And the sooner we accept that, the sooner we can start growing. Picture this. You're having a discussion with someone, and instead of listening, they interrupt or dismiss what you're saying. Frustrating, right? That's the behavior of a closed mind. It builds walls instead of bridges, keeping them stuck in their limited worldview. But wisdom, as the Stoics teach us, requires openness. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." A simple yet profound reminder to value listening and learning over stubbornness. If you notice signs of a closed mind in yourself, whether it's resisting feedback, avoiding new ideas, or clinging to outdated beliefs, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what am I afraid of? By embracing curiosity and letting go of fear, you open yourself up to growth, deeper connections, and a world of new possibilities. 2. Constant blaming. We've all met someone who never takes responsibility for their mistakes. When something goes wrong, it's always someone else's fault. The boss, their co-workers, the weather, or even the universe itself. This behavior, while common, is one of the clearest signs of foolishness. Why? Because constant blaming keeps people stuck. Instead of learning from their mistakes and finding solutions, they stay in denial. Blaming others might provide temporary relief, but it doesn't fix the problem. In fact, it creates bigger issues, damaged relationships, lack of trust, and missed opportunities for growth. Think about it. Would you trust someone who always points fingers instead of owning up to their role in a situation? Probably not. Responsibility builds credibility, while blame erodes it. The Stoics teach us the power of accountability. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that while we can't control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond. Imagine a scenario where you make a mistake at work. You could blame others, or you could take a step back and ask yourself, what could I have done differently? Taking responsibility not only earns respect, but also helps you learn and grow. So next time something doesn't go as planned, resist the urge to blame. Instead, reflect on your own actions and focus on what you can do better moving forward. 3. Arrogance. Arrogance might look like confidence, but it's far from it. Arrogant people often feel the need to prove they're better than others. They dismiss opposing ideas, refuse to admit when they're wrong, and avoid feedback. But here's the thing. Arrogance doesn't come from true confidence. It comes from insecurity. Arrogant people build a false sense of superiority to hide their fear of being vulnerable or wrong. Let's say you're in a group discussion and someone dominates the conversation, cutting people off and insisting their opinion is the only correct one. What happens? The group's creativity and progress suffer, and that person misses out on valuable perspectives. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "If anyone can refute me and show me I'm making a mistake, I will gladly change. For it is the truth I seek, and the truth never harmed anyone." This is the humility of true wisdom, being open to correction and growth. Arrogance shuts doors, while humility opens them. If you catch yourself being overly defensive or dismissive of others, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, am I protecting my ego, or am I genuinely seeking the truth? Let humility guide you toward greater wisdom. 4. Lack of empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Without it, relationships become shallow and disconnected. A lack of empathy often leads to selfishness, misunderstandings, and even hurtful behavior. People who lack empathy struggle to see beyond their own perspective. They might dismiss someone's pain as overreacting or fail to recognize how their actions affect others. Over time, this behavior pushes people away, leaving them isolated and unfulfilled. But empathy isn't just about being kind. It's a skill that strengthens relationships and fosters trust. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When we think empathetically, we not only improve our relationships, but also our own well-being. If you find it hard to empathize, start by listening more. Ask questions like, "How would I feel in their situation?" or "What do they need from me right now?" Small acts of empathy can create powerful, lasting connections. 5. Fear of change. Change is inevitable, but for many it's terrifying. People who fear change often stick to familiar routines, even when those routines no longer serve them. They cling to the status quo because it feels safe, but in reality, it keeps them stuck. Life is always evolving, and resisting change is like trying to swim against the tide. You'll only exhaust yourself. Heraclitus, a Greek philosopher, said it best: "The only constant in life is change." The Stoics encourage us to see change not as a threat, but as an opportunity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the challenges we face are often the very things that help us grow. Think about a time when you resisted change. What opportunities might you have missed? Now imagine embracing change with curiosity instead of fear. What could you gain? By welcoming change, you open yourself up to growth, new experiences, and unexpected success. 6. Talking more than listening. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone talks endlessly without giving you a chance to speak? It's frustrating, right? People who talk more than they listen miss out on meaningful connections and valuable insights. Listening is more than just hearing words. It's about giving others your full attention, understanding their perspective, and showing them you value what they have to say. When we listen, we build trust, deepen relationships, and learn from the wisdom of others. As the Stoics remind us, wisdom isn't about dominating conversations. It's about seeking understanding. Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." By listening more, we stay open to growth. Next time you're in a conversation, ask yourself, am I truly listening, or am I just waiting for my turn to speak? Make an effort to listen with curiosity and care. It will transform your relationships and your life. Final thoughts. These 6 signs, a closed mind, constant blaming, arrogance, lack of empathy, fear of change, and talking too much, are barriers to wisdom. but recognizing them is the first step to overcoming them. The Stoics teach us that wisdom comes from self-awareness, humility, and a commitment to growth. So, which of these signs will you work on first? Let me know in the comments by typing, "I choose growth." And if this video resonated with you, hit the like button, subscribe, and join me for more Stoic insights. Let's keep growing and learning together. See you next time.